Fun fact that probably nobody will care about, this shirt is over a decade old. I'm relevant and relatable. Hello to the internet, my name's Craig Montgomery, and we're here today to talk about things that make you say, who even am I? And today, surprise, we're gonna talk about emotions. I know, I'm shocked too. But hey, I'm nothing if not consistent, so that's worth something. So this week I've got some framework to lay down thanks to the wonderful podcast Invisibilia. If you haven't checked it out yet, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's incredibly interesting, informative, and often enlightening. It has lovely hosts, and they do a really cool job of folding in stories that are super interesting to highlight the topics that they're talking about in each of their episodes. It's a good time, and you can have it if you want to. A good time. You can have the good time. Anyway, Invisibilia just released their third season, and they did a couple episodes on emotions, and the first episode has some really interesting framework that kind of helped me understand why I've been doing this YouTube channel in words that I didn't really have before. The episode's really well done, and I'm not really going to be able to fully explain everything that they do, / I don't want to, so feel free to stop this video and go listen to the episode if you'd like a fresh view on what they have to say. Maybe just come back after. But my big takeaway from the episode was that emotions are not a cause and effect reaction to our environments. So I'll unpack that a little bit. American culture, I can't really speak for any other culture, I'm not familiar enough with them to say, but American culture very much views emotions in a sense of situation A happened, I felt emotion B as a response, and therefore emotion B is a normal and expected response to situation A. Not only does that mean that we can expect it to happen across a large group of people, but it can also be used as the framework that we use to talk about a situation and kind of place expectations on other people and the way that they are responding to their environment. The first example that comes to mind is probably the most powerful experience that we deal with in this terms, and that's going to be the death of a loved one. The way that we view that is the person who's experiencing the loss of that person is going to be sad. Stimulus comes into the body, emotional response comes out of the body. But the reality is more nuanced than that. What if we lived in a culture that viewed death differently? What if we saw death as a form of relief? We could celebrate the person's time on Earth and be happy that they're laid down to rest. It's difficult to imagine, but what if we were taught that death was natural and good and something to be honored and respected instead of feared? This kind of difference in looking at the situation is what's discussed in the episode of Invisibilia as a concept, which is kind of like the way our thinking is shaped around a situation to form a belief. And they speak more scientifically about how our concepts shape our emotional responses more than a normalized cause and effect that we are more typically thinking of. The reason this is so important is the reason that I started this YouTube channel. The more we get to know ourselves, the more we get to understand our thinking and our beliefs. And in doing so, we can find the beliefs that aren't serving us. I'm not pretty, I'm not smart, that kind of person is stupid, that kind of work is not respectable. The way we see the world is shaped by these silent but really powerful beliefs. And we can be completely blind to how they're forming the world in front of us because we see it as truth. They can make our brain incapable of noticing information that doesn't affirm our thinking. And I don't say this because I think that there's a right and a wrong way to see the world, although I'm always going to advocate for love and kindness, but I'm not interested in reshaping people's beliefs into my own. I say this because we so often think that we have no control over the way that we feel, but it turns out that we kind of do have control. We can, with sometimes a lot of work, change the way we think about a situation, and that's going to reshape the way we emotionally respond to that stimulus. And another caveat, that's not important because we can potentially avoid feeling uncomfortable emotions. That's moving towards a practice called reframing, and when abused can be kind of problematic. This is important for irrational fears. This is important for disproportionate levels of anger. It's important for difficulty with intimacy. It's for the areas of our lives where we feel like a desire can't be gratified because it's blocked. That can come in an infinite number of ways that are completely personal to each of us. But the wonderful thing is that the power to change is in our hands. Well, specifically in your mind, but you just gotta talk about it. Anyway, that's kind of the best I can do right now of presenting that. I hope that it made sense in some way and that you found it at least a little bit helpful. You may notice that I've got some new lighting and new sound. I hope that it came through well. Thanks to my mom and dad, because it's my birthday and they were like, hey, what you want? And I was like, this. So cool. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like what I've been doing, please subscribe to my channel. I release videos every Tuesday and they come to you that way, which is fun. And as always, take care of yourself. Okay, bye.